to Emma Explores Everything. We are here in my kitchen for a very special episode. This week is letter L, and I thought who better to have on for letter L than Liam.
Hi.
Hi, Liam. How are you?
I'm well.
This is really weird for me to be here, looking at you and interviewing you. So I'm going to be really giggly. I've also had a glass of wine, so forgive me.
Okay, forgiven.
Forgiven. Okay, so this is my podcast. You've heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Every week I talk to somebody that I know and love, and we do a different letter of the alphabet. But you are somebody that I know very intimately and somebody that I love very much. This is my partner in crime and my we'll say my stuntman for a lot of my videos. And this is your face reveal to the people.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, well, I put you on maybe my stories before or my Instagram stories, but there's never been a video that you've been in where your face has been showing. So here he is, people.
Hi.
How do you feel?
Fine.
I feel like I have a headache from laughing already. So this is really informal. Usually we just kind of start talking about a topic and go, and it's like it kind of gets off topic but comes back, and it's random, but it's a lot of fun. So
I'm ready.
we're gonna kind of talk about love, but also you and me and our relationship. And so I guess we could start what is the first memory that you have of me? What's your first memory?
What's the first memory?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's quite explicit. Yeah?
You can be honest. I mean, it'll be on YouTube, but so don't be gross, but you can say.
I don't know. There was I don't know when the first time. I mean, it's one of those things where you're if you are both in a chat room or in a community, you don't really remember. Everybody's just names. Everybody's just texts that appear on the screen. So you don't really remember the first time that you...
I remember.
You remember the first... Well, do you remember the first, or do you remember remembering the first time?
Okay. We don't have time for that.
Because you probably saw my name multiple times and never thought anything of it.
No.
As did I.
Here's how it happened. And the reason I remember is because it was on Discord. So we have written text of what happened. I was in a voice chat, making certain noises and talking. And I talked about my Tumblr. And you DM'd me and you said, I'm trying to get back into Tumblr. Can I get your Tumblr? And I was like, yeah, sure. Here's my Tumblr. And you were like, cool, thanks. And I was like, here's 10 pictures of my boobs. And the rest is history, I think, kind of there.
I sort of remember that. So it might actually be accurate.
It's accurate.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
Well, no, now I remember it.
But obviously, I was not doing this as my job back then. And do you remember the first inklings of me walking down this path? Do you have a recollection of that for you?
I mean, I remember there was some performative aspects of a voice chat that you did.
Yeah.
And you were more vocal, and people were paying attention to you doing stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't remember ever being you know, partaking in the conversation as much more as just listening in. I don't think I was really doing.
Oh no.
I think I did it eventually, but I don't think I was like a leader of the group or anything like that.
No, you weren't. But I remember there was like one time specifically where I was like, wow, I really like this guy's voice, where you were like talking, and I feel like you jumped in because I was in there. And I was, being the center of attention, and I was doing like crazy stuff that I can't talk about here. And I definitely remember you like egging me on and like talking to me like, wow, yeah, she's like, wow, she's doing X, Y, Z.
Do you think that is the beginning of when you were like, oh, I should pursue this more
I don't know.
dedicated
I
in a
liked
more
your
dedicated
voice.
sense?
And then, we were talking a little bit back and forth, and then we had like some reason to get on a voice call together. And I think the voice call was like when I was comfortable with you, but I don't really know when.
Well, we did a voice call where I had to teach you some Excel.
Yeah, you did teach me Excel.
I taught you Excel. That's what I remember the first
Yeah.
time that we like chatted specifically about a topic.
That's what
Right.
I'm also recalling.
Yeah.
We talked about Excel. We made a
Spreadsheet.
a spreadsheet where I tracked my masturbation habits. It's a very normal thing to do. And I really liked you because you were really smart, and I think like that's my number one attraction is if like somebody's so much smarter than me, like it makes me feel a little bit stupid. Like I think I get into that. So
But I remember you picking it up and you were like,
yeah, I'm a genius.
yeah. I remember you being genius level.
Yeah.
No, I remember you. I mean, first of all, everybody likes to think that they like Excel, right? Mm-hmm. But I felt like you were asking questions like, "Well, what if I want to do this? What if I want to do this?" I was like, "Aha,
Yeah.
now you need VLOOKUP, right?" You know,
VLOOKUP. Wow. It's been a long time since I've used Excel.
Right.
Oh my God. So yeah, that was like our first real conversation. Let me mute this really quick. But then, so I think like a first voice conversation like got me comfortable with you, and then we both liked video games, so I think that's kind of where I went. But I didn't start doing like OnlyFans really until I think a few months later. We did like my first ever video together. So
but you didn't have your OnlyFans yet.
I think I started OnlyFans around that January, but that video definitely went on ManyVids or something like that. It went somewhere online and sold. And like that was around the time when people all the time were asking me, can I join your OnlyFans, blah, 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 can I tip you? So I do think that's like where it started.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think I was actually going to do this?
No.
No.
Yeah, certainly not. No. Yeah, I mean, you've gone into it and like now travel for the job and stuff. But at the beginning, yeah, you have no idea.
It was just like fun, kind of, like it was a way to be kinky. Like, I guess, I don't know. Like, I guess I was super uggo in high school. No, I wasn't, but I felt like it, and I was very reserved, and I was always wearing hoodies, and so it was like nice to finally just be like, these are my boobs. I want to show everyone my boobs.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of where my mindset was. But I definitely didn't start out like I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I don't remember you ever being.
Yeah. Do you
dedicated to like. A fansly, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any memories of like what you like because we kind of started getting more serious right before the pandemic, and then like the pandemic is when I started getting more serious about this. What were I know the answer to this, but people are going to be curious like how you feel about me doing this job, like are you jealous? Are you?
Oh no,
fan?
Certainly not jealous, right? Certainly not jealous. I mean, look, this is what you do, and this is work, right? It's not. I don't even have like a, I'm not like any type of, I don't like get off on the fact that you're performing with a bunch of other people. I mean, I like your stuff and I like seeing the good videos that you have, but it's not it doesn't come from like a dark place of being
You're not like a
I'm not a
cuckold.
cuck. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like seeing you, build your little studio that you have here and start working on, better, more interesting things like a podcast and, and making other stuff and storyboarding
Yeah,
videos
I
and
do.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I storyboarded again today. You'll be glad to know.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
What's this one called?
This one's for like the custom video for,
Okay.
but I think I'm gonna call it Slutty Babysitter. Very original.
Slutty
Very
Babysitter. Yeah, okay.
Nothing.
The movie.
Yeah, the movie. If I storyboard, it's called the movie. So, but yeah. So no jealousy. Do you? So you like what I do, but you don't get off on what I do.
No, well, here's the thing: is it happens all the time. Like I
Yes.
see the behind the scenes, and I see you. This is not a negative comment, but like the sausage gets made, out around
Yes.
the enjoyment of the sausage. So,
Yes.
so where I see you messing with lights and then you lock the door or shut the door and soundproof and I'm quiet so that you don't pick up any of my farts or anything and hold those in.
Yeah, hold them in.
And
the whole time.
and so I'm concentrating on that most of the time.
Did
Just
you
not fart.
Yeah,
Don't
just
fart.
really don't fart.
Yeah.
Hold that.
'Cause it's loud. Some loud ones.
Did you ever think you would be like involved to the point where you are now?
In what, like with what you do?
Yeah.
No, it was never a goal, right? I mean, I think you and I would have. I think you and I would have done it. You and I were talking well before you started to do this, right? So I think we would have been going out in some form or fashion if you were doing this or not,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
I mean,
Wait, you would still date me if I was a teacher?
yeah, yeah. But you had the flexibility to move up here. You had the flexibility to,
Yeah.
work around my schedule and where I am because with this job you can mostly do it wherever.
Yes.
So taking everything into account, had you been a teacher, we might not be living together
might
because you
not.
would have had to you would have needed to find a place
A
to
job, yeah.
work here. So,
That's so true.
right.
Thank you, porn.
Yeah.
But I kind of more meant like, did you think that you would be like making videos with me?
I mean, I assumed that you would recruit me at some point.
Yeah.
I never really had that thought process, I don't think.
No, you weren't like, oh yes, I finally get to live my dreams of being a star.
No, I mean, I don't know if I don't think I'm impressing. I'm not. I don't have the runway for stardom in front of me.
The runway. You get messages all the time from guys that watch my videos. You have a little bit of a fan club,
Yeah, but it's a little bit of a fan.
but it's got a big heart.
It's got a big heart, but I never. What you are doing is your thing. I'm more
Yeah.
than happy to help out, and I like to help out. But I would not say that I'm living the dream in that regard. I mean, in the general sense, I'm living the dream, right?
Yeah. Well, you're dating
But
me, so
I'm dating you,
it's
right?
the dream.
The most eligible OnlyFans performer east of the Mississippi.
Yeah. How far up does the Mississippi go?
All the way.
All the way to where?
Lake, what is it? Lake, am I
Michigan.
crazy? I
don't
think it's
know-
Lake
I don't
Michigan
know the
down
lakes.
to New Orleans, right?
Wow.
Ontario? Maybe? Lake Ontario. No, it's
Definitely
Michigan.
not Erie. Definitely not
I
Erie.
mean, I've never been on the water in the Great Lakes, but you've been to Chicago. You looked out.
Oh my God, I have been to Chicago.
You can look it up. This is riveting podcasting.
Well, I'll cut it out. I'll cut it out.
Isn't it funny that every podcast says, we'll just cut it out, but they all leave. But here's the thing, you only hear the times that they say we'll cut it out that they leave in. You don't know how many times they say we'll cut it out and they cut it out. Yeah.
Editor, cut this out.
It's all fake. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors.
So what do you think about love?
Like, by what metric? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, so like, do you believe in true love?
Sure.
Sure?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean to you? What is true love to you?
True love is never having to say you're sorry.
Okay.
No, true love is, that is not true love. Never having to say you're sorry. Never having to say you're sorry is slavery.
Yeah, I think the opposite of love.
You can certainly now. I say true love is relative true love and not universal true love. There's no such thing as soulmates.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No. But you can have a person that you are so compatible with that it is as if you are soulmates,
Yeah,
right? And it feels like you're soulmates. And that's what I think most people say, right? Yeah. But you should not delude yourself that this is the only person in the world for you and you will have no other relationship that's like this person.
I agree. I think people get stuck in bad situations because they are like, well, this is my twin flame and this is my soulmate and there's nobody else in the whole world that can ever make me happy.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bad, dangerous, slippery slope. Like, it's romantic, I guess, but at what cost?
At what cost, right. When things go wrong. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
But I think everybody actually believes that. I think everybody actually believes that there's more fish in the sea, right?
Maybe.
No one actually says we are soulmates. They only say it in the best of times.
Yeah.
But that's okay. And that's okay to say.
Yeah.
Right? If we stay together for 50 years and on our deathbeds together as the bombs rain down, we hold hands and we say we are soulmates, I think that's a legitimate thing to say.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Right.
Fine.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm your true love then?
Yeah, then yes, in that regard,
by
yes.
those metrics,
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about when people say, when you know, you'll, like, when you know, you know?
That's nonsense.
You think it's nonsense?
Because you don't know what... when you know is just shorthand for when you're ready to convince yourself, you do.
No.
Yeah.
No. So you've been convinced in every relationship that you've had that, like, that's the one.
No, I've never been.
I've never been. One, but like, you're convinced that this is this could be your relationship for life.
Well, you get, as you age, you get more certain, right?
Yeah.
When I was 21, no, right? Well, actually, no. When I was 21, yes, more than ever. But when I was 24, no, never until, and it's slowly, because then I wised up, and then you get better at it, right?
I feel like I kind of have a mirror to that. Like, my 16-year-old relationship was like, this is it for me. This is going to be
You're so
forever.
lucky that you found the one at 16. Yeah. No one else is as lucky.
One of the greats.
Yeah.
And then
You're just worried that this is, I mean, you know that this is the only love you'll ever need, but it's like crazy that you're never gonna know anyone else like you know this person.
Never.
That's crazy that your life is already over.
We didn't even know each other that well. We just, I think it was all hormones.
Yes.
But then my next long-term relationship was always like questions. Was always questioning, constantly questioning. But this like, oh well, if you know it's nonsense kind of thing was like, okay, well then you're always supposed to wonder. You're always supposed to have doubt. But then now I don't feel those like ever present doubts of like, oh, I don't know if this is right. This feels bad. I should put the brakes on this, that I was like ignoring so much. I feel very much like I know.
You know that this is the relationship.
Right. If this one ends, I jump into the Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm the same way there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the problem with that is that with that question, even when asked internally, is that it's a question about the actual realistic future, the future that you live, right? You're asking what you are physically going to be doing and working on, and where you're going to be sleeping and where you're going to be breathing and eating and everything else. Yet that the only answer that you can give is an emotional one.
Yeah.
And in that case, I feel like it's a tough question. It serves no bearing on your relationship to say, is this the one, right?
Right.
And I think that there is a difference in asking, can I see this relationship lasting 5 more years or something like that? That's a legitimate question to ask, right? But to say like, to then take that and turn it into, this is true love, stronger than anything, this fire burns brighter than anything I've ever experienced, is, I think that does nothing but open the door for doubt when there's an argument, or when the person, or when you find out something about the person that you didn't know, that you're like, well, I told myself that this was the perfect relationship and I felt it with all my being, and then I found out he's a brony and I'm less into him now, right? You can't, how do you square that, right? And so it's far safer to just be like, currently right now, with what's going on right now, I feel like it would last however many, and you can answer that with emotions. It's not like, does this work out? Is her checkbook balanced, right? Like all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that. I mean, it's not. All of the answers can be emotional answers, but the reasonings aren't emotional, right?
Yeah.
The answer is, she makes me feel this way, not she is this way. I feel it in the soul, in my soul, right?
I think that kind of concept like really Disneyifies your relationship, kind of, and it's like a fairy tale, which is not how life is. I guess, like you said, if in 10 years you got a brain tumor and it like completely changed your personality and you were like an asshole, would you now even want me to stay with you?
No, yeah,
You know?
no, right, yeah. Yeah, I've told you about that strike by lightning guy, the guy who got struck by lightning and he just became like an asshole and like beat his kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was like a nice guy. He got struck by lightning and then he was like a horrible person. He went to jail, right? And he was like an upstanding, cool dude.
So
and
crazy.
he just like morphed.
Anything
he couldn't
can
handle
happen.
it, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that idea of that Disneyfied romance, that all of those stories lack one thing, which is the reason why the two get together in the first place. They just end up in love. Like
They do.
external forces drive them together, and they end up in a castle all by themselves with 1,000,
Very wealthy.
a very wealthy, gigantic, magnificent castle where all of the other, creatures and anthropomorphized candlesticks work really hard to get them together, right?
That's true.
But between them, all they do is just overcome
Yeah.
arguments and then fall in love, and that's less how real life works.
All of that too is like they have so much working to keep them together afterwards. You would assume like they're like king and queen, so they're like staying together for the kingdom, which is why I think like these arranged marriages work out so well. Like it's like their whole community is like keeping
Right.
them together, you
Right,
know,
right,
which is
yeah.
like probably why we are less like more divorce centric in America, because we're more individual rather than
Right.
family.
But I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it has it. You know, there's give and take. Definitely, you know, you can definitely get out of a bad situation easier here than
Right.
other places. For sure.
But like, what does? Let's have a podcast about love. Okay, we'll eventually land on divorce. What, like, the amount of times that divorce alleviates the stress on a situation, let alone fixes it, is far greater than the lost perfect relationships that I divorced too early, right?
Yeah.
Like, you rarely hear that. I mean, people can go through life regretting about not putting in the work, but they weren't putting in the work then. There's nothing that would have.
Who's to
There's
say
nothing
would
that
start?
could have, right?
Yeah.
You can't rewind back and then suddenly do it, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you rewind back, you would do it exactly the same way. So there's there's regrets and stuff like that, but it's not like, the relationship could have worked. It couldn't have worked.
Did
So
it? Well,
the fact
we've
that
had that conversation.
yeah, the fact that divorce is
You don't like alternative reality, like hypothetical thinking like that. You know, like you don't like the thought of, oh well, I could have, because you're
I could soon, but not could have
yeah, because
Yes.
you couldn't have, because you didn't.
because you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, let's wrap it up with top 5 things that you love in this whole world.
This is such a. I was like, when we started this podcast, I was like, well, yeah, I don't want it to be like a biography interview. And you're like, no, it'll be easy. We'll just free range. Okay, so tell me about love. Top 5.
Well, you don't like
Top
my interview
5.
style?
Top 5 best kisses
Okay,
from me.
from me.
I want to know the time and the place. You don't need to tell me the exact time. I just need to know if it was.
Okay, I'm
was the
changing my
sun.
question to that.
Yeah. The last 5 though.
You suck.
The last 5
I was
kisses.
throwing you a softball.
What was it again? Give me
Your favorite, your most 5 loved things in this world.
That's not what you asked before.
That's what I meant.
Best 5 love things?
Like the 5 things you love the most.
Oh. Well, the 2 cats, does it count as 2 things?
Yeah, that counts as 2 things.
You?
Yeah. I'm below the cats. Everybody needs to be aware. I'm below the cats.
No. I don't need to rank these, do I?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm you. Okay.
I'm me. Okay, I am below the cats.
Yes. You're below the cats. Fine. That's fine.
Okay, what else?
I mean, these can be superficial things, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I have been thinking a lot about my
Cryptocurrency.
no. I've been thinking a lot about my car.
Your
So here's-
Corrado?
Yeah, my Corrado. So here's what's interesting about the Corrado. The Corrado it barely drives, right?
Yeah.
But it does.
It
does
did
drive.
from one place to the other.
Yeah, it does drive. But it's more like the reason why I had psyched myself up that I was going to sell it.
No way.
Yeah. But the reason why I haven't ever done it before is because I love it because it represents like all the stuff that I used to do,
Yeah.
right? And
Your
so
youth, yeah.
I love the memories of it. It's less of it's not like I don't get sentimental around it, right? I just feel bad about it. I wish I had, wish my circumstances, I don't even feel bad. I tried my hardest to keep it
Yeah.
going, but like, I wish my circumstances would have kept it going more. But like, if I get rid of that, I really don't have much from before, which is not a bad thing. It was by design, right? I got rid of
Yeah.
everything. So like, the reason I love that car, the reason I don't get rid of the car is because I love the car,
Yeah.
right?
And
So,
everything that comes with
and then everything that comes with the car.
Right.
Right.
So that's number 4.
4 or 5 pass.
5.
just pass.
You can't pass.
I can't pass?
You don't have 5 things you love?
No, I just can't. I can't establish a hierarchy. I can't.
Okay.
It's not that I'm choosing number 5. It's that I'm also, by necessity, choosing everything that falls in 6 or below.
Okay. It doesn't have to be a hierarchy. Scratch it. Scratch erase that from the instruction.
Okay, so top 4. Good. There you go. Top 4.
No.
Podcast over. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to smash that follow button.
Do you want to know mine?
Yes.
Top 5 things that I love.
Yeah.
You, Nama, Alma, chocolate, my vibrator.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
There it is. See how easy that was? It took me 3 seconds to get that out.
Yeah, but you're going to be like, the moment you press stop on this, you're going to be, oh, shit, I should have said.
Oh, I forgot. I should have said my clitoris.
Coffee.
Coffee. I was waiting for coffee.
Coffee is my 5th.
Yes. I was trying not to say it for you.
Oh, okay.
But when you were like dithering, I was like,
Coffee.
hello.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate it, and I love you.
I think that's 35 minutes right now.
That's perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well, we nailed it.
we nailed it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it was not so gross that you couldn't tolerate it.
Gross.
Our love and affection for each other.
I feel like I kind of held you at bay there. I feel bad. You're going to watch it and be like, I don't think he likes me at all.
I like to feel that way.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
You got some cleaning to do. Let's go.
Oh my god. Hi, and welcome back to another very, very special episode of Emma Explores Everything. This is my first in-person episode, and I'm nervous.
You nervous?
I don't know why. You make me nervous. So this is my first episode with another human being in the same room with me, and what a special human being it is. You probably don't recognize him. You'd probably have to see different areas of the body to recognize him, but if you would know if you saw him. Can't stop laughing.
Okay. Carry on. Carry on.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Hang on, can we? I'm so embarrassed to do this with you. It feels so weird to do this.
It is a weird thing to do.
It's very weird. Okay. I'm like beet red right now. No, it's fine. We're gonna just restart.